You can watch the best parts of this series at MedCircle.com. Dr. Seth Meyers is an expert on relationships and personality disorders. So we sat down with him to discuss his most popular work on these two topics. Welcome to his Relationships and Personality Disorder series. Dr. Seth Meyers, I'm so happy that you're back with us on MedCircle.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
What makes you an expert on relationships?
Well, I made an effort very early on to learn a lot about relationship functioning, to learn about couples therapy, because that is really what is required in order to have an understanding about the ways we all kind of relate in relationships. The personality disorders part followed as well, because a lot of times when someone struggles in relationships, it's because of personality disorder issues.
But what attracted you to studying that rather than any of the other plethora of mental health categories?
Well, the reason that I became interested in psychology, the reason I became a psychologist is because from the age of a teenager, I was fascinated by personality, specifically what makes people tick. Why are two people different? And, why are two people different? Partly because of biology, but partly there's the environmental personality part. Personality, it's kind of mysterious. Yeah. It's intriguing. Yeah. Why do you have the personality you have? Why do I have the one I have? Certainly we can explain parts of that, but parts of it are a mystery. To me, that's fascinating.
Oh, it is so fascinating. You know, in preparing for this interview, I've read a lot of the stuff that you've published, and it's all so fascinating and unexpected. I would assume there would be a certain conclusion, and then at the end, it's kind of like reading a good fiction book. At the end, you give me a total surprise, and so I'm really excited to dig into those things. The MedCircle viewers are some of my favorite people because they truly have a passion for learning about mental health. Why is it important for people to learn what you have to say when it comes to relationships?
Well, my whole motivation in the work that I do is if there's something in my professional work that I can say or do that will help make someone's life a little easier, help make them understand something in their life a little better, then it's all worthwhile. Yeah. And personality disorders specifically, it's a very enigmatic group of...
Define that, because I don't know what that word means.
Like I said earlier, mysterious. An enigma is something that it's kind of hard to figure out. So, if you are an alcoholic and I'm in a relationship with you, I know part of why the relationship is going to be very difficult is because you're an alcoholic. And then I go tell people, the reason why the relationship is not working out, he's an alcoholic. Everybody goes, oh, they understand. If you're talking about someone who has borderline personality, someone who has narcissistic personality, someone who has antisocial personality, that is much more complex. I can't tell my friend about that in 1 or 2 sentences. I need to spend 20 minutes describing examples. It's much more nuanced. So from an intellectual standpoint, it's kind of more interesting because there's a lot more to understand and uncover.
And it's especially for the people in those situations, they might not even know that
that's right.
Being a psychopath, sociopath, narcissistic personality is one of the options.
That's right.
This is just how it is. It's crazy.
That's right. So, by the time I'm done in my professional work, I've written a lot about narcissism, for example. And my hope is that the more people who read about it, the more people who watch videos like this about it, it won't be something that they have to suffer from, survive, and endure indefinitely because they don't understand what is even going on. They'll be able to identify it and they'll say, this is what it is. I didn't know what it was before, but now I do.
You just explained so much of our mission at MedCircle, so I'm glad we're teaming up on this. That was great.
Good.
For supporters of those who are in relationships that are dealing with someone who's narcissistic, psychopathic, what would they gain, or what will they gain after watching this series?
So what they will gain is a quicker ability to identify what is happening. A, is not normal. It actually has words attached to it. And there are actually things that you can do when you identify it. For example, if you're dealing in a relationship with somebody where they, whatever you say, when you're upset, you call them out on their issues, they deny it, they're superior, they, instead of just suffering it, they will be able to label it. This is narcissism, or this is whatever it may be. And then you can start to make a decision. You can ask yourself basic questions like, if I'm in a relationship with someone who has psychopathic traits or narcissistic traits, can I make a relationship like that work?
Right. Those are, you're asking powerful questions to make informed decisions.
That's right.
Incredible. Well, I'm very excited for this series. Now, in our next episode, when we see each other, we are going to be talking about narcissistic parents and that effect it has on those kids when they grow up in their relationships. Thanks for watching. Your next step is to go to MedCircle.com and finish watching this series. There you can also access other series and get actionable advice and simple explanations. Continue your mental health journey at MedCircle.com, and I'll see you there.